That is Kelli Meyers. Kelli, are you out there and do you know how to unmute?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hello, how are
Thank
you?
you. Thank you for being willing and for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
So, you were sharing some fun things with me. I hope you're able to draw on all those things again because your share sure got me excited. First of all, where are you calling from?
I live in Destin, Florida, so I am in the panhandle of the
Cool.
sunny state of Florida.
Awesome. And who shared ER Shred with you originally?
Lenny, Lenny
Lenny,
Evans.
the very spirit of ER Shred.
The
That's
very
awesome.
spirit of I think I was a Facebook message. I was like, Kelly, what are you doing? I got to tell you about what's going on over here. Remember the 9-day cleanse? It's even better than that. And I'm like, hold on, we got to get on the phone.
That's great. That's awesome. And what would you say, Kelli, is your passion in life?
Oh my goodness. Well, that's easy because I just spent 6 days with Tony Robbins in December at Date with Destiny in his studio live.
Wow.
So it was not a virtual experience. It was an in-person 80 hours in his studio. And it's really just to, be the light and inspire other people to find the light inside of themselves and to appreciate the gift of every single moment and to do extraordinary things, both little and small, for myself and others.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Tony Robbins actually spoke at one of our, I said, he was the keynote at one of our big conventions. I think we had I can't remember, but there was over 10,000 people there, I remember. And so that was a lot of fun to get to see him in person and get right up close. Okay. Well, that's a cool passion. And, yours is an update. I want to let everybody know, but maybe it would help everybody if we went back in time and just the little brief, 2 minutes on what ER Shred was initially to you.
Oh gosh.
And when was that?
Yeah, sure. Let me, I'll share, to give you guys some background. So I've been putting the Isagenix products in my body for almost 13 years. And literally cannot imagine life without these products. And for some frame of reference, because I feel grateful that it's a testimony as a product, I'm about to turn 41. And all of my friends want to know why I don't look like them. Literally conversations we have all of the time. And I'm like, well, because 13 years I've been building cells from Isagenix and you guys haven't. And so had just the beautiful journey of 13 years ago. I actually lost 42 pounds, went from a size 8'10" to a 0. Love Isagenix, right? And we had this beautiful 9-day that was really beautiful and really great results and really horrible to do. From the taste to the snacks to the weight, it was gross. But it worked and held that off for over 7 years, and life kind of happened, put on a little bit of weight, refocused my life, moved to the beach right before COVID, and lost everything that I had gained, but still was trying to finish those last few pounds. And I was getting so frustrated because I'm like, oh, why is this not working the same? Maybe I'm aging and it's stupid metabolism and it doesn't work. And I'm like, not 26 in Isagenix anymore, 27 in Isagenix anymore, right? And I was just trying some things and I couldn't get it to be perfect. And so I actually did 75 hard and lost a whole bunch of weight, did some great things, was still struggling a little bit. And Lenny, who has been in my life for 13 years, I lived in Vegas, you guys, for frame of reference too. So, met Tony, your Sean and Crystal's family, years and years and years ago. I mean, this is Dave MacArthur, Lenny Evans build, forever ago. And
Right.
Lenny and I have stayed in touch. And Lenny's like, we're doing this thing over here called the Shred. This is a year ago, a little over a year ago. And I'm like, well, what is it? And he's like, it's better than the 9-day. That's all you have to tell someone who knows the results of the old school 9-day. And I'm like, get me on the phone. And so Lenny shared with me. And I was like, okay, well, this is going to be interesting because in my own personal health journey, I have started to listen to my body intuitively, which is exactly what Sean, you guys teach. It's really about, it's not a one size fits all approach. Even though the protocol seems that way, it's not. Everyone's blueprint and how everyone's body responds to food is different. So I'm already down this deep rabbit hole of intuitive eating is kind of the way that I say it. And so he shares the shred and I'm like, oh, this is great, except I can't do the waist shakes. They make me sick. And he's like, no, you got to do it this way. And you got to incubate the shakes. And I'm like, this ain't going to work, but okay. So I incubated the waist shakes. On day 5, I was so tight and skinny, it wasn't even funny. My face was totally broken out because I can't do the waist shakes. Had all these other things going on, but those size 0 jeans from 13 years ago that are still in my closet because they are my benchmark. So if there's any ladies on the call, throw the scale away. I am almost 41 in a size 0 jeans and haven't weighed myself in over 2 years. It is not your identifier. Throw it away. And so I have these jeans that aren't even in style anymore from when I lived in Vegas, and I slipped them right on day 5. So then I told Lenny, okay, so let's not be miserable for the rest. And I went to the plant-based shakes and finished out my first 11 day and could not get over how alive I felt in my cells, how much energy I had, how satiated it was, how freaking easy it was. Like I'm texting Lenny, I'm like, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. Like we have had, you know, like I said, the 9-day without e-shots, without isodelites, with all those extra things was painful years and years ago. And I'm like, this is easy. And so then I kind of gratefully, because I have done the work in Isogenics, when I don't eat ER shred every single day of my life, even though I would say I eat it about 80% of the time.
Yes.
But when I need it, I go straight back to it. So I'll give you an example. The holidays. Hello, who ate? I did. And I told John this last night, so maybe I'll share. So I was all excited. I'm gonna do the 11 day, right? I'm gonna do the 11 day. I don't even know what day it is, but like on day 5, my size 0 zipped right back up without even having to breathe. And I was like, where's some carbs? and I share that because the beauty of that is this system is so good and it works. And if you are like me and even an incubated shake doesn't work for you, the plant-based shake does. It does. Like there's nothing that I change except I do plant-based.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you on that 1 second.
Okay.
So this is new information. We are open to new information. I want everybody out there, you know, that's listening to kind of take that in, because, you know, yeah, like we do employ parts of carnivore. We are pro animal based, but if someone like Kelli is having any kind of intolerance to the way shakes, you know, hey guys, I mean, we're not so closed off and so opinionated and so pigeonholed that you're forced to do the way shakes. And so the Isogenics plant-based shakes, that's a phenomenal shake. And Kelli here, you know, we can't guarantee that that's going to be a viable option for everybody for sure, because you just never know. But, you know, in your case, you were able to do ER shred with plant-based shakes and still realize a phenomenal result.
Phenomenal. And I share with that because I'm drinking my plant-based shake and then I'm eating a ribeye with grass-fed butter and salt for lunch, right? It's just for some reason my body doesn't process it well and I've had problems for years.
Right.
But I stuck to the protocol like for everything else and it was fine. And I could have kept going and just dealt with the results, but I'm like, why do I need to make myself miserable when I don't? So if anything for me, like this whole ER shred has just reminded me how much that baseline matters. And it's interesting too, because like I'm out in the world and I've built Isogenics before, and I've had moments where I've been out from a build perspective, and I have a really big corporate career with a Fortune 500 company. And when people are just talking to me in general about health and nutrition and fitness, because that is my jam, I work out every single morning. I love to feel alive and amazing. And they're at their gym and they're struggling. And I'm like, we got to talk, because I know with all certainty, if they will just do the 11 day or do the 21 day, if they don't want to fast, they are going to realize things about their body they didn't even freaking know, because it's such a system that gives your chance it gives your body a chance to be what it was supposed to be. It's like in my mind, it's like, this is how God designed my body. And you don't know that when you're putting everything in your body that doesn't fuel it the way it needs to be. And
Right.
it's interesting because when I had the concept, one of my girlfriends last night was posting, help me with keto. Well, of course, I immediately responded and was like, hey, girl, how would you like a much simpler approach that will actually put you in like keto? Because that's what happens to my body. So I'm only sharing my personal story. And you're so satiated, it's not even funny. And by the way, when you're hungry, you eat more steak and bacon. And she literally was like, when can we talk? Okay. So last night we were talking on the phone, and it's like, I don't know about, and I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even always building a business. I'm just out in the world making a difference to people. And it feels so great to know inside of our Isogenics family as this little niche system and niche team that like I can run anyone through. Anyone through. And I'm like, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And I think to myself, like, even with Isogenics in my body for 13 years, I don't know what I would do if Lenny would have not reached out. I would be like knocking myself on the head. And I have friends that are starting to go into early menopause, because that actually can happen in the early 40s. And they're kind of creeping on weight and freaking out. And I'm like, hey, don't worry, I got it solved. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, let me tell you about the shred. So it's just, it is so empowering to know that when you really listen to your body and take out all the junk and then reintroduce, you can figure out what works for you. And I hope that's what Sean's going by, is like, here's the protocol. We know it gets results, but every body is different. And I think to me, that's the most beautiful blessing, is understanding your own body and what works for you. And like, even some people, I was reading, like some people don't agree with ground beef, even though that's like their body just doesn't process it. And so it's like, when's the last time you actually like listened to yourself? And I think that's what I love about the ER shred, is there's always this noise in life, whether it's nutritional noise or social media noise or politics noise. There's noise on people trying to push their thoughts onto you. And what I love about the ER shred is you guys gave us a protocol and then said, do it and listen to yourself.
That's right.
And I think there's so much power in your own voice and your own spirit. So for me, the ER shred like brought that whole circle for me to come back to not only results, but results from my body and results I can share, and someone can then listen to their own body. So to me, it's like the most amazing Isogenics gift, because it's a whole nother level of gifting, because it's intuitive to you. And it's just a gift that's not shared a lot in this world. And it's not even just the ER shred, it's the gift of permission to listen to yourself. And I think we just don't have enough of that in this world. So thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you, Lenny, for like tracking me down. It's just a reminder, like, great friends share great things. And I'm
Dude,
like, I'm so glad
I gotta
Lenny
ask
was
you a
like
question.
banging on my door.
Are you sure you're excited about this?
No, like I said, I know. I like it. It just, I don't know. It warms me up. I got to tell you guys. So somehow or another, my family decided they were having this big family wedding on Friday. Okay. Who gets married on January 13th? Do they not realize people eat during the holidays? So in funniness, I'm packing because I'm leaving tomorrow to go home to New Orleans for a wedding. I have an extra small dress that I tried on like 6 days ago. And I was like, oh crap. But I'm not the only person that's in that mood, except I'm the only person who's already fixed it in 5 days. Because what did I do? Went to the grocery store, got ribeye, I've been eating bacon. And my friends are like, how are you getting so skinny? My girlfriends and my guy friends are like, Kelly, you eat like a man. I'm going to say that right now. I don't count calories, and I eat like a man.
And you don't weigh.
And I'm skinny as can be. They're like, how is this possible? And I'm like, because 80 to 90% of the time, I do eat the shred every day. It's easy for me. I feel good. I also like, kind of a last thing is, and I've seen this in the group, that's why I wanted to address it. I traveled 25 days from November 30th to January 2nd. 25 days. Went to West Palm Beach for 9 days. I worked for QVC, so I was up at QVC. I was home for 14 days in New Orleans. And if you know anything about New Orleans, all you do is eat great food. And guess what? I gained a little weight during Christmas because I ate some goodies. But while I was traveling, I didn't gain any weight. And we went out to dinner every single day. And everyone's like, oh my God, I'm miserable. I've been traveling. I'm doing this. I'm like, I'm fine. It's the easiest thing to travel with. So if you guys are like, how do I do the shred in life? I'm like, it was way harder before the shred. I'm like,
Right.
every single restaurant you can eat. Yeah, I want a burger with no bun. Yeah, I want a steak with no sides. Like, to me, it was life-giving because it took the pressure of how do I make this work? Like, it's that easy. You don't even think about how to make this work because there's not a restaurant that doesn't have protein. So like, that's another thing too, is besides working, it's ease of mind because it really is that freaking simple. Like, yeah, are they going to cook it perfectly in the restaurant? No, but it's a hell of a lot better than the other stuff you're going to order. Right. So it's like, I'm grateful for that too, because we live in a world where we're busy. There's so many things going on. This is the simplest thing in 13 years I've ever freaking done. And I'm never hungry. Like, no one has ever that's done the shred with me has said, I'm so hungry. Your brain's not hungry. It gets all this fat from animal protein. So it's like every objection someone can give me, I'm like, eat more bacon. You know?
Oh God. You know what's going through my mind right now? You'll appreciate
What is going
this.
through your mind, Sean?
Because you and I are buds. Like we shoot the shit a little that way. We're honest with each other. Like, I was just thinking, have you ever watched those lame commercials online where people like talk about a product and it's like all canned? And I was just sitting here thinking, like, all the things you're saying, like, you can't fake that. Like, you can't fake this kind of a testimonial. I couldn't pay an actress and she could never be that good of an actress. I'm just so happy to have you open up in this way. Did you notice any other health benefits other than, you know, the size 0 jeans?
Yes. So my skin is insane. And that to me excites me a lot. I do our collagen, but I was doing the ER shred way before I was, to be honest, I was scared to put the collagen in my body. I have so many food sensitivities that I finally was like, it's not even fat. Sean and I were talking about this last night. It's inflammation. Most people's problem is inflammation. It's like inflammation on top of the fat. Like they don't even know what they don't know. And so when we got collagen, I'm enrolled by Zach and Eden Slobin. I think Eden had to like talk me off the ledge 10 times before I would take a bottle because I'm like, my body, nothing I'm eating is inflaming it. I don't want to like start that inflammation process because then you're 72 hours in. So my skin looked amazing before I even put the collagen in my body. And that's a big, and I talk about that a lot because my friends, and there's no right or wrong, no judgment, but my friends are very in this Botox lane right now. Like they're all 40 and 41 and they're getting Botox and coming to me and saying, your face looks freaking better than mine. And I'm doing Botox and I haven't touched my face. And I'm like, because you eat like shit and you're inflamed. I mean, like that's the reality of what's happening. So for me, my skin has never been as crystal clear as it is right now, ever. And it's interesting because like for Christmas, I'm from New Orleans, so we have lots of non-traditional things like turduckens. It's a turkey stuck with the duck, stuck with the chicken, and like gumbo and crab soup, and like Mardi Gras kicked off on January.
That is
5th.
killer. I wish I could go and experience
I'm gonna have
all
king
of that.
cake, and it's gonna inflame the hell out of me. But I can have king cake once the dress is on, because I gotta zip this little extra small dress on, and I know it's gonna cause inflammation. It's gonna not, my face isn't gonna love it. 48 hours into shake and steak days, and my skin is insane.
Damn.
It's glowing. And for my friends to ask me, what are you doing? And the answer is I eat ribeye and bacon. If you guys are building an isogenic business, I mean, what better marketing answer is that?
Oh my God.
Like I eat ribeye and bacon. So for me, that's been a big plus. Is I have virtually zero inflammation now, but my skin glows. And I'm like, how is this even possible? Sometimes it's like the science is so powerful. And so you intellectually know it, but it's very different when you put it in your body and you feel it.
Right. You know that you're aware of Eden Slobin. Shout out to Zach and Eden Slobin, and you know, they're amazing.
Shout out to Zach and Eden.
But she had put a post out and it was about eating meat. And I remember contacting her. It's been a little while, so I can't be, I'm not going to be like quoting our conversation, but I remember reaching out to her and saying like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see all these incredible health benefits that you've realized and all the challenges you've overcome as a result of going more that way. And she actually said to me, it was you that got me looking at all of that. So it was pretty flattering to hear that. Just
And you
wanted
know
to,
what's funny, Sean,
go
is
ahead.
she knew I was doing this, I've done the shred, and she reached out to say, tell me what your thoughts on this shred. And I was like, best thing ever. And like, I don't know if anyone else is having the same experience I'm having, but I have more natural energy at 40, almost, I mean, I'll be 41 pretty soon in a couple of weeks, right? Now than I did in my 20s, and love all of our ISA products. But guess what? I don't take as many e-shots.
Right.
I don't need to. My body is naturally like working its magic. And that's an amazing thing for me too, is to just wake up full of life. And we're in a world where people are lifeless.
Dang, girl. If I could just like, man, if I could put you in like a briefcase and carry you around with me. And just every time I meet someone, I'm like, Kelli, get them, just get them, Kelli, go. I could get everybody. I mean, just saying, like you would enroll everybody.
I think, Sean, for me is that the ER shred took every objection I've ever had and threw it out the window.
Yeah, it's killer.
Like every objection, like I'm hungry, I don't have time, this isn't gonna work, yada yada yada.
Cravings.
I don't want to cleanse, I don't want to fast. Great, do the 21 day. Because right. I will tell you, I have probably cleansed, and Sean, you probably have done this too, because you've been in for a long time. We have probably cleansed an entire year for our lives. You think about it. We have probably cleansed 365 days. Okay.
That's right.
I mean, back in the day, I was a hardcore 2-day cleanser. Do you know, like, I don't want stuff anymore. I mean, it's great. It works, but I can tell you right now, my 21 steak and shake days are my favorite. I do them. I actually, I honor my body every single Wednesday. That is my thing. So I've been cleansing all day today. But it's an honoring a body. But like the steak and shake day, like there's no objections that someone can give me, because if I hear I don't want to fast, great, do the 21 days, because you're going to feel amazing on day 3, no matter what. In my mind, it takes 2 days of steak and shake to get rid of the inflammation you need to feel better. And you're golden, you know? So like I said, it just pulled every objection. And for me, it's like, it's an empowering safety blanket. Like, you know how sexy it is to be able to live the world and be like, yeah, I can go to this birthday party or this wedding and eat this little thing so I can fix myself very quick. Or, hey, I'm not feeling as great as I need to because I haven't been. It's not about a diet. Diet's for people that die. Like, get that out of your mind. It's like the scale. The word diet is equivalent to the scale. Pitch them all out. It's about sometimes being in your lifestyle more than what you are in others. And when you shift up that lifestyle, you just jump right back in and instantly it works. And that's a really cool level of certainty in a world that's very uncertain. Like, I know I wake up on day 3 going into my cleanse day if I'm doing an 11-day shred, and I already feel like $1 million on day 3. I have certainty about that. And that's kind of really, really sexy to me.
Yeah, I was just going to say that is very sexy. I can't deny that.
It is it not? Like, having,
hey man, let me say this. Like,
like,
I got to tell you something.
Work? Yes.
On that note, I told Jesse will admit, I'm going to bring him on in a little bit, but Jesse will admit that I told him recently, I said, I'm going to tell you who in our tribe will succeed in the business of surety, because I've been in this industry an awful long time. And I rattle off these names and I said, you know why? You know why they're going to be successful? It's because of certainty. That's why. That's why. You have it. You have it. You have it in spades. You have it. You're overflowing. So I sure appreciate you. I wish we had more time.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate just having the opportunity to serve, because that's why I'm
God.
here.